Hey, what's going on, guys? DJ Hess here. Wanted to bring you guys a video and go over some of the pros and cons of the iPhone 7 thus far. This is roughly a month, not quite a month after using, and there's definitely quite a few things that I like about the new iPhone 7 Plus, but there's also some things that I really dislike. So hopefully you guys find this video informative. If you have an iPhone 7, you may or may not agree. If you are looking to buy, you may hopefully have this will hopefully be a little bit enlightening for you guys. Also, if there's some things that I'm like misleading the consumers on, leave some comments and let other people know, like, no, that's a stupid thing. There's solutions to that problem or whatever. I mean, just leave some comments and let other people know. But basically, there is quite a bit of stuff to cover, so let's go ahead and get into it. So first things first, I'm going to start off with the dislikes. I do want to note that some of these frustrations might be just because of iOS 10, which are things that would eventually change. Also, some of these frustrations are from moving to a bigger screen because I went from a 6S to a 7 Plus, which is a huge adjustment going from the smaller screen to the larger screen. So I understand those are some caveats out there, and I wanted to throw those out there. That being said, some of the things I dislike. So first things first, it's pretty darn buggy. Sometimes when I use some of these things and I go to find GIFs or something like that as an example, or I'll just go into the video mode and just rotate from like this to this. And when I'm doing that, sometimes it just freezes. The screen completely freezes. And then all of a sudden, I literally have to double click and then exit out of the app before I can go back in and utilize it. Sometimes it's just completely locks up. And I don't know if this is unique to me, if other people have had these problems. If other people with the 7 or 7 Plus have had these problems, please leave a comment, let me know. Because it's just something that's really frustrating. It's supposed to be a faster phone, but I find that it's way slower than my 6S for the most part because it's such a crapshoot. I'd say probably at least 1 out of 20 times I'm launching an app, something happens and it locks up and it freezes. And that's, to me, unacceptable when it's supposed to be a new operating system and a new phone. I know that it's buggy and it's almost like we're always using this as a beta mode. And yes, they'll make improvements, but it's frustrating. After you get a brand new phone, you're getting used to it, and all these new things you can't really use very well because of all the freezes. So kind of a pain for that. Also, I've had some random power issues where I'll be using the phone and it will just instantly just shut off. And the only way to turn it on is to plug it into the wall. And when I plug it into a charger, it automatically turns back on, shows that I have 50% battery, which I had before it shut off on me. So I've had a couple issues with that as well, which is kind of a pain. Another thing that I really don't like about this, and this is probably the biggest thing, is the headphone fail. The headphone jack fail. This to me is the biggest pain point about why I dislike this phone. I really don't like the fact that they went with this lightning port for the headphones. I know everybody knows that this was going to happen and we knew what we were buying, and so I totally get that. It's my fault because I bought it and I know that this was going to be the case. I know it comes with an adapter so you can use regular headphones in here because it has a lightning port to regular headphone adapter. But my biggest pet peeve is that because of my lifestyle and the way I use the phone. So I watch Netflix at night to go to bed with my headphones on because the wife is sleeping next to me and she goes to bed before me. So that's the way that I utilize this thing. So that is what I do. And fortunately, I can't do that anymore because I will end up going to bed and my phone will be on 30% or less, and then I'll have to charge it. And you can't charge it and use headphones at the same time. I'm sure they're going to eventually have a splitter for that and to be able to have a charge capability and use your headphones. But it's honestly not very dope for a consumer like me. Now, I did buy some headphones here until the Apple Buds come out, which I plan on trying at least. But I bought these ones for like $30 on Amazon, and I'll link these in the description if anybody else wants to try these. They're Bluetooth headphones, because that was the number one thing I saw on Twitter. I mentioned this as a pain point previously, and a lot of people were like, well, just go ahead, just buy Bluetooth headphones. That's the answer. Well, great. This does work, and this has been working for me. The downside is it only works for like maybe 2 or 3 days before the batteries on these are completely dead, and then I have to charge them over and over and over again. So that's an extra little step. That's kind of a pain point for the headphones, and definitely my biggest complaint. Why would you remove the headphone jack? It was just such a painful thing to have. But I know that this rant is not unique, so I'll just end it there. A couple of the other things that I do not like: the new home lock screen is really annoying. I actually went into my settings and changed it because before you had to click this and then it would unlock, but the problem was sometimes it wouldn't, and then you click and hold and then you'd get that, and then Siri's trying to help you with some stuff. So it was never really working the way it was intended to work. The other thing that I'll mention that I don't really like is the notifications. So as the phone sits here, once a notification pops up for Twitter or something like that, I can't access it. Like, you can click and hold and force touch and you can like it or retweet something, but I can't look and open the tweet. The only way to do that is if you go like this and open the phone. And there we go. I mean, I don't know. This is such a pain. Yeah, that's a really sleuthy code. I'll change it. Don't worry. But I mean, so you get your notifications this way and you can go check out your notifications if you wanted to. But the problem is from the lock screen, it's not the same as it used to be. Before, I used to be able to click the notification, swipe, and then it would take me to the actual the tweet or whatever it was I was looking at. Nowadays, it's a lot more difficult, and it doesn't take me to the tweet. I'd say 50 to 60% of the time it doesn't. So maybe it's user error. I understand that it's very, very possible, but it's definitely a pain point for me. Again, the force touch. Oh yeah, so speaking of that, the force touch thing, I don't like the fact that Apple is forcing us to use force touch. It's something that I find fairly annoying. Maybe this is just a personal thing, but an example, like if I want to take this image and copy it, I have to lightly press it and then save photo. If you force touch it, it does this. I mean, I just want to be able to copy the photo. I don't want to have to do through like all this crazy stuff, but you have to press it just the right like amount in order for it to actually work, and then pull up so you can get that little image to be able to copy it. And so forcing us to use force touch, and this is just a pain in the backside when you're trying to copy something like an image or a link. I don't know if anybody else has this problem, but like for me, I definitely have this problem. I'm trying to copy a link and it just doesn't work the way that I would anticipate. And I know that that's not unique to the 7 again, but it's still a pain point that I have so far on this device, and worth noting for myself. Another thing that is kind of odd to me is that the auto wake portion of this thing is bizarre. I didn't like how you had it off and then you raise it up and then it auto wakes. I turned it off. It wasn't easy to figure it out, but I was able to turn it off because it was something that I found annoying. I'm putting my baby to bed and I have my phone in my hand playing the music to put him to bed, and then all of a sudden it pops up and it turns on and then it's bright and then it wakes him up or something like that. That was annoying, and it's not something that was useful to myself, so I turned it off. Speaking of that, there is another thing that I really don't like, and this is something that's definitely not because of the 7, but going from a 6 to a 7 Plus, is I don't like how it rotates like this on me when I don't want to. So I know that there's a way to change this, but the problem that I have with this is Apple doesn't really make it intuitive to change. Yes, I can go here, and yes, I can lock. Great. But then it locks YouTube, and I can't get the side effect when I want to watch YouTube. The way to fix this, from what I've been told, is to going into settings and then making an adjustment to make these things bigger, the icons bigger. But the fact that I have to go on the internet to search on how I need to adjust my phone to make it so it works the way that I would expect it to work, or hope, or just to make a small tweak, it's frustrating because I cannot just intuitively go in and make the update to the phone. And I think that that's something that Apple is getting further away from, especially with the 7, because of all these added little tweaks about the home button, and then the raise to wake, and then you have to do all these like almost phone hacks to figure out where these things are located so you can make those adjustments. And I find that annoying. But that's pretty much it for the dislikes. So what do you actually like about the thing? Well, number one is the additional lens, right? And if you guys like this case, I'll link it in the description as well. I really like it. It's a Moshi case. It looks like the gold, like the phone, so I really like that. But I like the fact that it does have the dual lens. And if you guys don't know what that does, basically it allows you to, when you're in photo mode, to click here and it does the zoom. So it switches from one lens to the other one, and you're not supposed to lose any quality, versus when you click here and then go anywhere past 2x, anything past 2x is loss of quality. So I do like the additional feature, though, to be able to just in video or in picture just zoom in really, really quick, and you don't lose any of the quality on it. I think that's pretty cool. So that's definitely one of the things that I like. The other thing that we don't even have access to yet is the portrait mode. I don't have it because I don't have the beta, but I'm hearing great things about it, and it's something that I definitely am excited to use. and somebody that uses my phone heavily for social media, it's definitely one of those things that I'm really looking forward to giving a try. So that's another one of the things that I'm looking forward to. Also, the haptic touch improvements. There's just little like differences when you're touching the home screen, that it has just a minor vibration when you're scrolling on a page or whatever it might be. It feels kind of interesting, and it's a little bit different than we've expected or experienced in the past. And it's something that I think is a nice improvement to the phone, which I know is kind of like a catch-22 because that improvement led to this for the headphones. So if I could take the haptic touch away and give me the regular jack, I'd rather take the regular jack, but still, it is a nice little improvement. The other thing that I think that is pretty fun is some of the improvements here, like the fact that you can just add stickers to stuff, and you can just grab here, and if I can force touch it right, and then move it like up like this, you can just add a sticker over things. It's kind of fun. I like that. I think that's kind of intuitive and easy to use. I also like the fact that you can use GIFs and stuff like that, and you can do a search on words if you want to do a search and add some fun things on there. I think that's pretty awesome as well. The other thing is the slam messages. So I can write like something in force touch. Unfortunately, it's force touch, not easy to find unless you know how to use it, but you can slam the message down, make it show up loud, do a gentle. I don't know why you would do a gentle. It's like a regular message. Or you can send invisible ink, which I think is awesome. If you send invisible ink, then you can see here, it shows up like this, and then you kind of wave over. It's hard to, you wave over top of it like that, and then it will actually send. So I think that's pretty awesome. So go here, let's say I wanted to send a picture of this. I can send this, and if I click that, I can send it with invisible ink. So you can send messages with invisible ink too, and just go like that, and it will expose the message. So I think that is a pretty cool additional feature. Also, the other thing that they added to here is you can go like this, and then you can add screen effects, and hopefully you can just create new ones, but you can do screen effects with confetti and lasers and fireworks and stuff like this. Pretty cool, as you can see. And then if like I want to send that one, so now when she receives this, it looks like this. It shows up on the screen, does a whole effect, and I think that's pretty cool as well. So just little fun, little additional ways to communicate. There's a variety of ways, and that's something that I really, really appreciate. I think that's just a really cool thing to be able to have, and it makes it kind of nice. So you can delete stock apps if you want. I'm trying to figure out which one. Like this one, Find Friends. Do I care about this? No. Let's see. I just want to delete it. I'm touching it too tough. Oh my god, this force touch, dude. I just want to delete this. There. So now I can just go like this and delete that. I don't want that. That's stupid. So I like the fact that you can, and maybe that wasn't even a stock app. Maybe that was a bad example, but you can delete the stock apps, and I think that is something that is an improvement as well. The other couple things that I'll mention is the speakers. I like the fact that we have stereo speakers on here. So as an example, I'll just go into a video here, and I don't know, just random video here, and
hey, what's going on, guys? DJ S here, Collective.
I like that there's a speaker here, there's a speaker down here, and that's pretty much it. I mean, the fact that there's the dual speakers is nice to have. Usually we only have one, and so that's an improvement. The other thing that's an improvement is the forward-facing cam. So when you switch over and do the other camera like this, and look at, I'm doing a little upshot on my sneaker room here. It is an improved camera, and I think that is something that's kind of cool as well. It's not something I've used a ton of because I don't do a lot of front-facing camera stuff, but it is something to note also. So those are kind of the pros and cons of the things that I like and dislike about the new iPhone 7 and the iOS 10. I don't know, leave some comments, let me know what you guys think thus far, but so far those are kind of my pain points and the things that I like. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and leave some comments, let me know what you guys like or dislike about iPhone 7, 7 Plus, or iOS 10. Thanks.